Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, and long, long ago, but not connected to Star Wars, because that would just be silly, there was a boy called Adolphus. Now, Adolphus was a strange little boy, and this was forced upon him because his parents gave him a strange little name. Adolphus was short for a dolphin. Look it up, it's true. If it's not what it says on Google, then Google is lying to you. So, Adolphus was an only child, but whenever he was at school, he sat at it with the special children. You know the ones I'm talking about. The ones that we can't refer to these days in the PC culture. But he had 3 friends, and they were called Cristobal, Sophronia, and Velver. They sounded like names that, women's sanitary products could have been named. Cristobal was a Spanish boy. I think he was a boy. It sounds like a boy's name, doesn't it? Cristobal. How are you, Cristobal? I am good. I'm Spanish. I'm very good. So, Adolphus sat beside Cristobal, and Cristobal was his bestest friend in the whole wide world. And he enjoyed spending time with Cristobal, because when Adolphus was at home, his parents ignored him, and they generally didn't want to be near him, because he was just such an odd little boy. His parents were actually secret agents, and spent a lot of the time away from home. But they were always disappointed that their little Adolphus was such a weak, feeble-minded, specky boy. Now, opposite Adolphus on the special table was the girl he fancied the most in all the world, and her name was Sophronia. Yes, you heard me, Sophronia. Is it a name? Let's find out. 1 second. Double click, right search, Google. It's a name. There we go. Who would have thought it? It's in the top 50,000 most popular names. But then I suppose it would have to be, because are there 50,000 names? And then beside Sophronia was a girl called Velva, which is actually a city in McHenry County, North Dakota, United States of America. In 2010, it had a population of 1,084. So there you go. Or apparently it could be a pop singer from North Dakota. Maybe. Who knows? I'm not sure if I read that right. But anyway, the teacher in class, Mr. Corner, didn't like that table, because in a room full of Davids and Johns and Marys and Lynns, it was hard to remember such stupid names as Adolphus, Cristobal, Sophronia, and Velva. So, one day Mr. Corner was teaching them maths, because Mr. Corner was a maths teacher for his sins. Not that he Adolphus raised his hand, and Mr. Corner looked at Adolphus, and he said, "Yes, Adolphus, you can go to the toilet. We don't want another accident like last time where you shot yourself." And Adolphus said, "No, sir, that's not what I want. I'm just wondering why you're not ditching us. I mean, we're sitting here playing with blunt scissors and cutting out shapes, which I think are meant to be square, but I'm not sure what a square is. Or a circle. I think I know what a circle is. A circle's a square, isn't it, sir?" And Mr. Corner just looked at him and said, "Adolphus, take the crayon out of your nose and turn round and face the rest of your special little table." But Adolphus was resolute, not that he would have known what that word meant, and he said, "But sir, you're teaching everyone else mathematics. I can see all the funny scriggled numbers up on the board. Why aren't you teaching us?" And Cristobal said, "I am Spanish. I want to know as well, why are you not teaching us the mathematics?" And Mr. Corner looked at Cristobal, and he said, "Cristobal, you're not Spanish. Stop putting on that accent." And Cristobal shrugged his shoulders and went, blah, 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 as he would do. And Adolphus looked at Cristobal and said, "Cristobal, you're not Spanish. Stop that." And Cristobal said, "Okay." And the teachers, Mr. Corner said, "Well, boys, it's like this. I'm teaching the rest of the class because they understand the basic English, whereas you people are morons, and you will always be morons, and I'm not going to waste my time on you." And the rest of the class laughed. And Mr. Corner turned round and looked at the rest of the class and said, "Shut up, you morons. You're only slightly better than these four." And with that rebuke, the rest of the class put their heads down, and they were sad because they realized that Mr. Corner didn't like them either. But it was okay, really, because Mr. Corner didn't like anybody. He just was a grumpy old man, but he loved maths, which makes him okay in my book. So the class continued, and after an hour the bell rang, and it was now lunchtime. And Adolphus and Cristobal, Sophronia and Velva all walked out hand in hand, this special little group of weirdos, and they went into the canteen, and they sat with their packed lunches, eating their string cheese and fruit and drinking their milk, because they hoped to all grow up to be strong boys whenever they grew up, even Sophronia and Velva, because they were just as stupid as Adolphus and Cristobal. So, anyway, yeah, now I'm going to edit that out. So, at the end of lunch, they were walking back to their other classroom. In this classroom, they were being taught by Mr. Whisper. And Mr. Whisper liked to talk really loudly. He was a weird man. He talked really loudly, and he didn't like anyone. He didn't like anyone at all. He was almost a relative of Mr. Corner. But do you know just as nice as Mr. Corner, really.